Hey, good morning. We're gonna do about 30 minutes of a little yoga core class to get your Friday going right. If you're not watching this on Friday, it's okay. You're gonna get your day going or your day ended in the right way. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start seated. I gotta brush my feet off though. You never know. All right, so let's start in a seated position, spine just nice and tall. And tuning into your breath, we're going to take 3 nice deep breaths. So arms down, let's really work on stretching the arms out wide. Inhale. Last the whole way up. And one more. And then hands to prayer. Nice work. All right, hands on each knee. Let's do a little bit what's called torso circling. Warm up the spine, warm up the core, warm up the metabolism and digestive system. So remember, I work in mirror image, so I'm going to say the opposite of what I do. So left hand presses against the left knee. Left shoulder moves to the right. So I'm pressing to try to stretch all of this over here. Go as far as you can. Circle across the shins, really relax the neck. And then press into the right knee. Draw the right shoulder to the left. And I'm turning. So notice how I'm actually turning my torso too. So I'm not just going in a circle, I'm turning and twisting at the same time. So it's over to the right, down to the center, relax your head, over and up to the left. And again, down, up, and over. This is one of my favorite morning stretches because I wake up stiff, and this kind of immobilizes, or I should say mobilizes, my body. How should I be breathing? You can either inhale on the downswing and exhale on the upswing, or the opposite. Now when you come back up, let's reverse it. Notice if one direction is a little bit easier to do. Usually we turn one direction more during the day than others, and so just tune into that. Two more. I can definitely tell this side's tighter for me. And then back up. Nice job. All right, arms down to your sides. Let's go back to that deep breathing swan dive. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive. Really try to hang your head. Reverse it. And dive. Back up. Full breathing, exhale. Inhale. When is the last time you took a deep breath? 2 more. Last one. And now let's dive forward. Stay down and turn over to the left. And bring both of your arms over onto your left side. It's okay if your palms can't go flat. I have long arms. It's like an illusion. And so inhale through the nose here. And as you exhale, really think about your belly coming in deeply, deflating deeply, and allowing your shoulder girdle to almost fold and turn. Use your hands or fingertips against the floor or your elbow against your knee, not to force, but just as a gentle guiding mechanism. And then again, relax the neck. Deep breath in, and then as you exhale, fold and collapse into that exhale. Keeping your left palm on the floor. Inhale, roll yourself open. Notice how that top elbow is a little bent, and that's okay. Keep your bottom shoulder relaxed and roll open as much as you can. Now take that top arm and pull it back as wide as you can. You may get some tightness in the underarm, that's why we're doing it. And then exhale, roll back down. Be very mindful of that right side. Cross over to the opposite side. Nice deep breath in, take your time. And nice deep breath out. And if your mind is telling you, oh, I'm so stiff, oh, I'm so tight, you have to reverse that thinking. You have to reverse that mindset and how you're looking at this. And instead, it's like, oh, this feels so good to stretch that tightness. I'm so glad that my body is getting an opportunity to find release. You may not think that that really matters, but over time, if that's how we approach everything, we have to ask ourselves, is that why my mindset is blank? So just fill yourself with gratitude for being on your mat right now. If you're like me, it's like, ooh, right through the shoulder blade. It's definitely stiff. Nice deep breathing. On your next inhale, the front arm is going to open. Press your back arm, which is your right arm, into the mat. My elbow is bent, my shoulder is relaxed. And now roll yourself open. I'm using that bottom arm as leverage to help me turn versus kind of jamming the elbow and shoulder up to the ear, which is what happens a lot. That top arm is going to roll open, open, open. Find a place for your head, even if that's looking down, without letting that front shoulder jam forward. So there's doing things, and then there's how we do things. I want you to know how to do things. And then exhale, roll it down, 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 down. Roll back forward, nice deep breath in. This time, exhale, roll up. Nice work. All right, let's come onto all fours. Doesn't matter to me which way you face, whatever's comfortable, or whatever you have room for. Hands and knees. All right, now from here, toes are going to curl under. We're going to start to make a sequence. I want you to take your hand one full hand length forward than what it's at right now on the mat. So now you can clearly see that my wrists are further forward than my elbows. I'm going to curl my toes under, but if that bothers your feet long term, feel free to uncurl and recurl to your discretion. All right, so nice deep breath in here. Lean forward. Just as far as your shoulders come over your wrists. Now exhale, sit back towards your heels. This is just kind of a checkpoint. So maybe your hands can go a little farther forward. Again, I have long arms. Maybe you have short arms. So just check that for yourself. Forehead towards the floor. Nice deep breath in. Come forward as far as your wrists. Nice deep breath out. Bring it all the way back. Try to sit towards your heels. Nice deep breath in. Keep the folds of the elbows forward. No sinking the belly. Keep a nice strong core. And then sit it back. Exhale. Inhale. Hands stay plugged the whole time. Exhale. Sit back. It's like I'm balancing a glass of water on my back. Inhale. This is not keeping your core strong. This is keeping your core strong. And then sit back, exhale. 2 more. Tune into the little things. Like for me, I really notice that the left side of my back and shoulder is tighter. It's subtle, but I can tell, I can feel it. I want you to feel that. Now inhale, come up. This time exhale, downward facing dog. So now lift. You might need to adjust the feet. So what can you do if you're not comfortable with down dog? For those of you in down dog, stay there for a second. For those of you that are not, you can take a block. You can do more of a puppy dog, palms face in, or you can stay with what we were just doing, okay? So there's always an option. If you ever need a modification, just say hey in the comment section, and I will definitely come back to that. Okay, so we're in down dog, or if you're back in your toes curled under devotional, I'm just gonna stay there and breathe. But for those of you that are in down dog, just walk your dog, pressing one heel down as you lift the opposite, but look at your legs. So when you press, let's say your left heel down, Your knee should not be rolling in. Your ankle should not be collapsing in. Those are patterns that your body has created that you are giving into. So it's like, oh, this is how I always do it, so I'm just going to let my body go that way, except that may be the very reason why you have an injury, you have tightness, or something just doesn't ever work right, or your ankle always clicks, or whatever it is. Try to keep your ankle, your shin, your knee all in neutral. Draw up through your front ribs, up through the belly, and then settle your heels. Nice deep breath in, knees to the floor, excuse me, and then sit back this time, toes uncurled, forehead towards the floor. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Nice deep breath in, rise back up, come all the way forward of your wrist, toes curl under, back into down dog. Nice deep breath. Now, if you're down on the floor and you're here, come back up to tabletop and drop to your forearms if the wrists give you some grief here. I was going to say gruff, but that doesn't make sense. Keep the ribs lifted and the belly strong. So we just kind of have this like really modified kind of downward dog angle going on. Otherwise, you're in down dog. Try to keep the weight even on the shoulders. Bend and extend and lift the right leg. So let's open the hip without opening the shoulders. Open the hip, lift the leg as high as you can, get that hip working, sit down into the heel. If you're here, this is you, okay? Strong core, don't sink into the shoulder, same thing. We're just making some adjustments. Lift, 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 lift as high as you can. Now this is all in the hip. Square it, drop the toe down. Inhale, lift, open, up, super high, watch the bottom leg, we're not twerking. Lift, lift, lift. And then square it, down, touch. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Watch the shoulders. Watch the bottom leg. Square it. That's that point that goes woo. Down, touch. Inhale, lift. Up, open. Strong shoulders, strong core. Square it. Down, touch. Inhale. Soft face, tongue off the roof of the mouth. And exhale, square it, down, kneel. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. 10 times scapular push-up. Same thing again. If you feel more comfortable on the forearms, you can still do that scapular push-up, so just know that that's an option. Otherwise, we're going to work through that tightness in the wrists, folds of the elbows forward, belly is strong. Here we go, 10 times. Inhale, sink, exhale, press. Inhale, 2, exhale, 3, exhale, 4, exhale, 5, 6, 7. Your arms are going to turn a little bit, but try not to exaggerate it. 9, and 10. Curl the toes under. Sit back towards your hips and really wiggle the hips around. We get sticky by our tailbone when we do a lot of sitting. So kind of purposely move the hips, stretch the arms as far as you can go, and think about sinking your underarm to the floor. Purposely trying to press that underarm down towards the mat, chin or forehead to the floor. Let's just take a breath or two. With energy, inhale, rise. You're either on your forearms again, remember you're here. I like the block between the palms, or you're coming back into down dog. Settle in, nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. We're on now the opposite side 5 times. It's a lift, opening the hip, but I'm not opening the whole body, okay? So there's actually a twist in my spine at the bottom of my rib cage that's happening, and then the top leg is lifting, lifting, lifting as high as I can. And if I look at my bottom leg, the leg is not turning, okay? Remember how everything kind of gets pulled on? You're going to resist that pull. You're going to say, okay, body, yeah, I know you're tight, but I'm going to try not to make you go with. Once you can't lift that top leg any higher, you're going to go as far as you can. Challenge yourself. It's a square first. This is where your bottom hamstring goes, holy cow. Then it's a touchdown. Inhale, lift. Open, lift, 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 lift. Square it. Don't skip that part. And then down. 3. Sink your breath. If you need an extra breath, feel free to do that. Exhale, square it down. 4. You should feel like a pain in the butt. Inhale. Open. Keep that weight even in the arms. Square it down. Inhale to your knees. Exhale, uncurl the toes. Walk your arms as far forward as you can. Nice deep breath in. You have to breathe on purpose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale again, deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, rise up. Back into tabletop position. So remember, you can be on your forearms again. From tabletop, core is strong, except now we're going to step it back into plank to drop it to modified. 1 foot back. My torso does not move at all. This is why I like coming through plank. I'm going to keep my shoulders over my wrists. Step back with the other foot. So now I'm in full plank. Boom, drop the knees down without shifting anything. Now I'm not in this weird like booty back tabletop. I'm actually aligned from my crown to shoulders to knees. So keeping this part, the belly strong, pulled up, the hip bones tipped into the belly, 10 times protraction, retraction, or scapular push-up. So inhale, sink without sinking the pelvis. Exhale, press. If you can do 2, if you can do 3, 5, 7, we're going to go for 10, but you do what you can do. No bending the elbows. 7, 8, 9, really press back. 10. Keep the hands plugged in, don't move them. And as you sit back, see how far you can get back without taking the hands with. So this is traction. I'm trying to traction and really stretch the space from my wrist to my shoulder and my shoulder to the tailbone. Think of that as one big rubber band. One big Laffy Taffy. You can't just stretch one part of the Laffy Taffy and go, that's too tight, I'm going to skip that part. So nice deep breath in. My hips are not to my heels. They may not get to my heels, and that's okay. I'm trying to keep my palms down though. Now breathe into your tailbone. Blow it up like a balloon. Inhale, rise up. Tabletop. Step forward with your left foot. So left foot steps forward. Back toes curl under, lift the knee. Take a tiny hop up with the back leg, just a small one, and purposefully bend the knee more. So now that back knee is kind of hovering to 90 degrees. Feet are hips distance. Keep the back knee bent. Pull up through the belly and roll yourself up. So now I'm not going to straighten my back leg. I'm going to keep it dramatically bent. Square the hip. Now that stretch goes down my quad, which is a good thing. Arms shoot up through the funnel. And interlace the fingers. Let's go for even more length. Palms press up, arms pull back. Nice deep breath in. Plug down through the front foot. Can I really solidify my knee over my ankle? Now exhale, arms come down. Couple options here. One, I'm just going to come down and I can hover in runner's lunge for a little bit of challenge here strength-wise. Otherwise, fingertips to the floor. Lean forward. Phase 1, can I just get my back leg off the floor? Phase 2, can I bring it up with maybe hip height? Phase 3, can I start to bring it up? It's okay to rotate the hip open and start to use your core muscles, because actually your rectus is what's pulling you to your leg. Can I bring my torso into my leg, curl my head in? Without, look at your bottom leg, without that bottom leg rolling inward, the ankle rolling inward. Now if you're really feeling savvy with balance, no gripping with the toes, grab the ankle with one foot. If you're feeling super savvy with balance, I'm gonna grab the ankle with the other foot. I am not today. Inhale and exhale. Lift the leg a little higher. Now exhale, float, 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 float. Float it back into runner's lunge. Once back in runner's lunge, let's turn into straddle, feet parallel. Just even it out. Same thing. I'm not rolling into the outside of the ankle. I'm pressing down evenly through all four corners of the feet. Why does this matter? Because then your ankle after a while is going to become a weak point. Because even though that feels really good, you're overstretching that area. We want to build strength and create the right stretch. Now inhale, super tall spine. Exhale, belly is strong. Lower yourself down and hug your hamstrings together. Take the hands behind if you wish. Now the legs are super engaged, feet are plugged in, and let's go for a chest expander. Arms drop down, back up to tabletop. Oh, sorry, let's go back up and rotate over. You know what I meant. To that runner's lunge now, opposite direction. Little hop up with the back foot. Remember, the back knee is staying bent. Why? So that we can focus on a little bit more of a quad and hip flexor stretch. For those of you that have been sitting a lot, you're going to need it. Here we go. Knee bent, belly strong. Roll it up. Use your core to stack, stack, stack. Square the hips, okay? Square the hips. Level the hips, which means that front glute muscle is getting rolled underneath. If you're not used to using your glutes, you're probably not going to like that as much. Torso is strong. Now opposite finger on top. Do the uncomfortable lacing. The one I don't like. Arms come back. Now recognize, if I am lacking good core stability and my shoulders are tight, when my arms want to go up overhead, what ends up happening is the chest and ribs push forward. And it's like, oh, now I can get my arms back. And it feels pretty good, but I want you to free your shoulders while engaging the core. So how far can you get doing that? Thighs engage. Breathe. You may even feel a little stretch, like right in front of that patella. Soft jaw. Now exhale, slow motion. This is where your core gets involved. How controlled can I be here and in the glute of the base leg? So coming forward, forward, forward. Can I get that back leg off the floor and transition into split? I don't care where your split is. I don't care if your split's here. Balance is challenging, people. If it's here, if you need to be on blocks, your hands on a stool, whatever it is you need to do, but look at that base leg. Grab your hand to it and roll it out a little bit if you need to. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Lean a little bit into the ball of the foot. That stretch may be in your plantar tendon, up the back of the leg, in the hamstring, even in the tailbone. It may be more in the hip of the lifted leg. But tune into your breathing. All right, down slow, bend the base leg, slow-mo, can you control it? It's always the hard part, watching people come out of moves. It's like, let's practice control too. Awesome job. All right, back knee down, swing that front leg back, Hands back to the mat, fingertips nice and wide. I'm just gonna flip back around because I know those comments and the lives then will get in the way when people are watching. So I'm just gonna flip around. All right, fingertips nice and wide, folds of the elbows forward, belly is lifted, rib cage is lifted. Remember, you can be on your forearms, back into plank, one at a time. If you'd like to, drop into kneeling plank, you're going straight down, no sloppy pelvis. Folds of the elbows forward, otherwise I'm up on my legs. Legs are zippered together, glutes are strong. Let's go for scapular push-up again, 10 times, here we go. Inhale, sink, exhale, press 1. That's 5. If you want to do the last 5 on your knees, go for it. And down dog. Otherwise, drop it to devotional. Fingers wide. Bend the knees a little bit. Get into the hips. Draw up through the belly. Twisted dog. Turn your feet one direction. Sink your hips the opposite. If you're on your knees, move your arms one direction. Sink your hips off your heels, going the opposite. We always got something for you. Exaggerate that stretch. Move your breath into your body. Focus on this feeling good rather than you feeling tight. Inhale, see how focusing on it feeling good makes you smile, and focusing on it feeling tight makes you hold your breath. Inhale, back up. Exhale, drop it down to the knees. Nice job. Arms come around. Whew, nice work. I'm going to spin around again just to make sure that you can see me clearly. All right, so nice and tall. Hands underneath the knees. Exhale, let's roll it back. So tailbone's going to turn up. Belly's going to come nice and strong. Let the shoulders round forward. So we're kind of scooping ourselves out here. And slide slowly down your thighs. You're going to feel that kind of shift in your sacrum. Now I'm on my lower back. My ribs are not on the floor. Hug your legs together. Strong belly. And slowly lift the legs up off the floor. So now here's the thing. If your back ends up rocking off the floor, you know that that rectus abdominis, these front core muscles, aren't strong enough, okay? Then stay holding on. Otherwise, we're going to let go and reach, interlace the fingers, press through the balls of the feet. Let's hold it here. 10, 9, it's okay to hold on. 8, 7, keep pressing everything. 6, 5, keep the ribs off the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1, drop it down. Arms reach overhead. Interlace the fingers, arc the back, exaggerate it. I got this block in the way here. Arms down, knees bent. So we're not using the mini ball today, but we can still practice stability. Instead of doing kind of the head wrenching sit-up, we're just going to focus on stability in the core. So pelvis is neutral, pubis bone and hip bone run parallel with the ceiling. So that means I have a small curve in my lower back. The reason why we're not pushing into the floor is you lose back engagement. Back is a part of your core. Now same thing, if I feel my pelvis jet forward, this is really important. This is your body telling you that your rectus and your deep transverses on the front of your body are not strong enough. And so you instantly move into your hip flexor muscles. So if that's the case, we have to lessen the load on the legs, okay? So that we can stay engaged, so that we can use the right muscles. Again, you have to change that mindset. So arms are at your sides, or as long as I can keep the ribs down, my arms are going to come overhead. So do you see when I lifted my arm, my rib did not lift and elevate dramatically and come with. So that's another element of stability. So you can kind of choose. All right, so one leg lifts at a time. Back is broad. opposite leg. So you may be kind of in that like idle mode where it's, okay, I can hold it here. And never, ever, ever feel bad if you're like, wow, this is already really hard. Because we have to start somewhere, and we also have to start using the right muscles. For those of you that have taken my classes, you know how much that is just so important to me. It's right muscles, not right moves. So as you're here, think about engaging up from under your belly button. Like it's cold, you're in the ocean, and you're shivering, and you're trying not to shiver. You actually internally contract your body. That's what we want to do. Internally contract your core. Or again, I'm here as long as those ribs can stay down. Now, nice deep breath in. Push the left leg straight up. Go for a hamstring stretch. Nothing changes in the pelvis. Drop it straight down. Can I keep my core engaged? You can feel or touch your core if you want. Is it strong? Is it engaging? Externally rotate that leg. Swing it out. And try to bring it back up to 90 degrees. And then back to center. Now, you could very well do this with one leg down as well, okay? So again, same thing. Leg comes up. Can I flex the foot, get into the hamstring? Stretch. This is a hamstring stretch right now. Slowly lower down. At what point does my belly and my pelvis want to pull out of alignment? Keep stretching, keep stretching, keep stretching. Externally rotate the leg. There's that deep hip strength. We're just going out a couple of inches. I have a wall here, so I have to watch that. And then I'm coming up, 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 and I'm trying to pull that leg as tight as I can towards me at 90. You can see I'm shaking a little bit because that's hard. And then back to center. The entire time my other leg is trying to stay steady. That's why if you want to drop it down, nothing wrong with that. All right, let's go again. Inhale. Drop it down. Exhale, externally rotate and scoop it up. Inhale. Externally rotate. And scoop it up. I'm really trying for that 90-degree hamstring stretch. Extend. Inhale, drop it down. Am I staying engaged? Externally rotate and scoop it up. So that external rotate distance does not matter. So if your mind is stuck on how wide it should be, you're doing it wrong, okay? I don't want you to worry about how wide it is. I want you to worry on form and function. So can I stay anchored in my pelvis? Can I stay level? Is my side of my body coming up? That's too far then. We don't need the semi-truck coming off of the highway. Inhale. Exhale. Strong, rotate to center. Remember that external rotation at the bottom. Inhale down. Externally rotate. And exhale back up. And really try for that 90 degrees, like there's a wall there you're trying to scrape up against. Straighten it up. Inhale, drop it down. Breathe into your lungs. Externally rotate. Swing it wide and bring it back up. And center. I just like having my arms off the floor when I'm down here. That way I don't grip. If you're wondering why my elbows are lifted. Leg comes up. Inhale, drop it down. Soft face. Externally rotate. You're turning it out while it's over the floor. I don't care if you sliver. It's just a sliver externally rotating. You're going to do one more. So up. Flex the foot. Down, inhale. Breathe into your lungs. Stability. I'm not being pulled with. That might mean I only stop here. Rotate, up, center. Extend, inhale, drop it down. Externally rotate. This is the time for you to think and feel, okay? Speed means nothing. Speed does not get you a trophy. And then back to center. Knees into the chest. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, drop your head down. Happy baby. Grab the ankles from the outside, the inside. Grab your shins or behind the knees and press the thighs towards the floor. Notice how the sacrum rolls up in the beginning and then press the sacrum down. Kind of moving my legs here. Press the thighs down. Pull the heels open a little bit. What feels good? Can I still breathe? Nice deep breath. If you're practicing with me live right now, just offer a little gratitude that now you're moving into your day with the right frame of mind. Feet come together, kind of like prayer. Bring yourself up, nose to knees and nose to toes to nose. Bring it back down. Lower the legs all the way down into bound angle. Now let the back arc. Now let your arms come overhead. Deep breath in. Long deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. Exaggerate it. Breathe out through the mouth. Your nervous system needs this. Deep breath in. Exhale. All of the yesterdays. Now, if this feels good, feel free to stay here. Otherwise, now or at any point here in the next couple of breaths, just extend your legs out. One to each corner of the mat. Give that hip a little bit more external rotation. Take another deep breath if you need to. And as you take the next few breaths, just really focus on your back body, relaxing into the floor. Your jaw, your tongue, all softening. Keeping your eyes closed and your body still, just take your right hand over your belly, make that connection. Take your left hand over your heart, make that connection. And now feel your breath rhythmically move through your body, like an ocean wave. And before we come to seated, I just want you to set a small intention for yourself. How is it that you can be a good person today? And maybe that good person is to your kids, your spouse, yourself, a stranger, whatever it is. But how can you be a good person today? And once you've solidified that in your heart, you've made it known to your mind. Inhale, internally rotate the legs, interlace the fingers, reach again. Kind of an awkward stretch, but your body will enjoy it. Exhale, knees into the chest, hug and compress, rock side to side. And when you're ready, slowly roll off to the side. Use that top hand, don't strain, and bring yourself up to a seated position. I want to thank every single one of you for practicing with me, for joining in this morning. Make sure you watch the replay if you are not watching it live, and don't forget about all of the videos that are in the Mindful Movement Studio. Until next time, bye everybody, namaste.